Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jamie, your crafty DIY guy. I'm back. I've got another project. For the record, just in case you're wondering if this is like my favorite shirt, because I've done like 3 or 4 projects wearing this shirt tonight. It's a Friday night. I'm on a roll. I am cranking out some projects and I'm just having a lot of fun. So please overlook my wardrobe being consistent in the last like 3 or 4 videos. I promise I'm not just wearing this shirt all the time. So we're going to be making a hanging succulent planter. Now, if you've seen some of these planters that are in the stores, they look like picture frames, and it hangs on the wall, and the succulent's gonna grow out from it. You put potting soil in it, and you put chicken wire. I'm gonna make a faux version of that, and I'm gonna do it with the majority of Dollar Tree products. Now, there was only one thing that I could not get at my Dollar Tree today, and I'll tell you what that is, but let's go ahead and just get started. You're gonna want to grab 3 of these canvases. These are the 8x10 canvases. You're gonna also want to grab one of these placemats, or this isn't a placemat, I'm sorry, this is the door mat. You're gonna also grab about 5 or 6 different succulent plants, and these are just the ones that I grabbed. Some of them are the clip-on ones like you see there. One of them I just dropped. Some of them are these larger stems. Some of them are in the pots, and that's what you're gonna wanna grab. And then also, instead, because I couldn't find the large, the trash can, the Dollar Tree trash can, you know, the chicken wire one, I'm gonna actually use this chicken wire that I picked up at AC Moore instead. This is something that they had during their clearance sale. They're going out of business. I'm very sad about that. And I am gonna have to spray paint this black. So that's what I get. You know, I should have picked up extra trash cans when I made my side table. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you everything you need to do to make this great planter. After I removed the canvases from my frames, I went ahead and just put 2 of them aside. I'm going to use one to trace out the dirt, the floor mat, and just simply grab a magic marker. I picked mine up at Dollar Tree, and just start tracing right around your frame itself, and then get a good sturdy pair of scissors to cut through this. It cuts actually pretty easily, and then you can see here how it looks once you've got it trimmed out. The next thing you're going to do is also repeat that same process with your chicken wire. You may need to get a pair of metal snips or a good pair of scissors that can cut through metal to do this part. And you can see here it's a good fit, although I will need to trim it up just a little bit. The next thing you're going to want to do is stain your wood frames. Now, you could also paint these if you wanted to. You could give this a farmhouse, a rusty farmhouse feel and look as well. I went ahead and just used a Varathane staining. It's kind of a honey color, and I just repeated the process on all 3 frames on the inside and the outside. Now that my 3 frames are dry, it's time to start assembling your garden box. The first thing I'm going to do is secure the dirt on top of the last frame, the bottom frame. And then you're going to add your second frame and then put your chicken wire on top. You could also do this with a staple gun and also with glue. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to put a healthy coating of glue in here as well as wood glue. I found that the combo together actually worked really good, and it helped hold these 2 together. Now, I will say for this part, you want to make sure this is good and dry and solid before you move on to any other steps. If you need to leave it overnight or weigh it down, please do so. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your succulents and you're going to trim them up just a little bit. This box is good and dry, and the dirt in the back looks really good. You can see here where I trimmed those stems away and just kind of popped these out of the pots. And now I'm just going to play around with an arrangement that I think is appealing. And you can see right now I'm not gluing anything because I'm literally just kind of playing around with the angles and with the plants themselves. I grabbed a couple too many plants, so I'm only going to use like 5 or 6 instead of 7. But again, this gives you lots of different color options. It's a lot of fun to just kind of figure out what looks good, and you can see that you're going to leave a little bit of that edge exposed around the frame because that's going to serve as your dirt. It's going to look like dirt because it's got that good texture with that floor mat. And then once you've kind of figured out a way that you can place these and a way that you're happy with them, you're going to start to hot glue them. Now, look at that plant. I love that three-dimensional pop that that plant has. I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. As you can see, nothing, once again, is glued down. So you can play around with it. You can move things around. You could even add some Dollar Tree rocks behind that chicken wire if you really wanted to. And you can see it's going to look really cool once it's hanging on the wall itself. Again, I left a little bit of that dirt kind of exposed there on the sides. So now that we're happy with everything, let's take everything out. I kind of move it to the corners, and so I generally kind of know where it's going to go. And then I start gluing. All right, check it out. My hanging succulent garden is complete. I love the way it looks. The texture, the three-dimensional way that the frame looks on the side makes this look like this is a live garden. You can see the mat behind there makes it look like it's dirt. It's got a nice texture to it. The only thing that I would probably change is the staples that you can kind of see at the top there. That's when I put down my dirt matting, and I think I'm going to go back in with just a black Sharpie to kind of pop those out and to cover those up. But other than that, I am super happy with the way this looks. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've loved this video on my channel, please subscribe.